Hello and welcome back to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I might be querying, so we'll see. So, hello and welcome. I see Devin, as always, is first here. Ward, hello. Paget and Kelly, thank you all for joining. Super excited to have you here. So, this is the last live stream of October. Can you believe that? October already? Raise your hand if you are ready for NaNoWriMo. No, no, not at all. Um, at work, my day job recently moved me onto a new project that is supposed to wrap before Thanksgiving, but we have mandatory at least 6 hours of overtime a week. So I'm hoping NaNoWriMo is a reality for me and not a hope dream, sort of thing. So we'll just have to wait and see. So today I carved some pumpkins. They're going up on Instagram later and my Facebook page. So if you're curious what I ended up doing for carving pumpkins, you'll get to see that soon. And yeah, so yesterday was one of those lovely fall days here in Virginia where the leaves and everything are turning and the weather is gorgeous. And then today it rained and now it's cold and still equally folly. Oh, hello, we have a Sako joining us. Hello and welcome. Yay! Let's talk about how yesterday was such a perfect fall day and today is more of a stereotypical fall day.
Yeah, stereotypical fall day.
At least for Virginians.
At least for Northern Virginians, absolutely. I technically around this time I was supposed to be performing for a witches market thing, but the rain washed it out. So now I'm here. Yay!
Well, I'm happy to have you, even if you don't get to dance for fun.
Right?
Yeah. I carved my pumpkins. I was just telling them. So this picture's still growing up later. And I think I'm back in the querying trenches. So I'm going to be submitting stories to agents again because it's been like 2 months. So I'm pretty sure I've hit the if you haven't heard back in 6 to 8 weeks, move on with your life.
Yeah.
So, or maybe I'm nudging people to say, hey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Devin says they're in Canada and the nice weather is gone until spring.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's what you get for living in Canada?
That's what you get for living in Canada? Question mark.
Are you doing NaNoWriMo or are you still working on the story with Stacey Brown?
I am definitely working on the story with BC Brown.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I thought about putting in 25,000 words on my anchor series, but now I'm having an existential crisis in that I don't know who's going to want to read this. Like, is this going to be entertaining still? Like, is this still worth writing? Like, maybe I'll do a couple more standalones and sit on this a little bit longer.
But you were so excited about it and you had a plan and it was amazing and super ambitious.
I have a super ambitious plan. I absolutely do. But like, why dedicate my excuse me, why dedicate my life to it if like it's just gonna wash out, you know? You got to know when to pull out. You got to know when to pull away.
Yeah, that's always the problem with sorry, they said I was quiet, so I moved my microphone closer.
Oh, right on.
I usually don't get accused of being quiet. That is one of the few things I usually get accused of being loud.
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you?
Border is closed. Leaving isn't an option. Yeah. Yeah.
is the states where you want to go from Canada right now? I don't know.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. Oh, well, it's probably, can I adjust my volume in StreamYard? Is that a thing I can do?
I'm not seeing it, but maybe. I was trying to kick mine up and I wasn't seeing that option. So. Oh, wait.
Oh. Oh no, you just like tanked out. We can't hear you at all now.
Really?
Oh, now we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. It was using the webcam mic. So moving this thing closer to me was doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know who here managed to hit my, well, I know Emma Ward was there. My panel discussion with Doc last Sunday. We went until 11:15.
Yeah, you did.
It was rough. But we had so much to talk about. We could have kept going, but we were getting tired.
Yeah.
We thought of 3 more topics that people should probably think about when world building. And then we're like, and we're out.
And we're done.
Yeah. So I think we got the basics, at least of how I approach world building.
Mm-hmm.
So, so hello, Andy. Thank you for telling me about the voice issue. I'm glad Devin says we've sorted that out. So
good.
Oh, so I found my necklace from last week. Did you see?
I did not see.
It was in the box that it belongs in.
Oh, fancy that.
That was the one place I didn't check because why would I have put it away when I was going to wear it the next day?
Because you were tired?
Yeah, because I was trying to be ahead of things and make things pretty.
Yeah.
Nobody ever looks where something belongs.
Belongs.
Actually, that's a lie. I follow self-proclaimed slob blogger.
Mm-hmm.
It's called A Slob Comes Clean, and she's like, I don't see mess. I just walk past it 100 times. I can leave all the cabinets open. And so she has certain things she does to keep the house from getting ahead of her.
Oh, that sounds like something I should subscribe to.
So the main thing is to do a daily 10-minute pickup, and she does laundry all on one day. So then there's the feeling of having it done. Yeah. And she runs the dishwasher every day, which she has 2 kids. For me, I don't cook. I live alone. That isn't normally an issue.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, so when she picks up stuff, instead of like what most people do, which is sort things that are going to different rooms, she picks it up and immediately takes it there because she knows she'll get distracted halfway through and then just have piles all over the place. And this way, even if you are only doing it for 5 minutes, it's still better than it was, and there's no debris from cleaning. So, step 1, throw away the trash. Amazing. For me, it's like gather all the dishes that accumulate since I work at this desk 12 hours a day.
I literally just cleaned out my blanket fort of all the dishes, all the cans, all the miscellaneous empty packages.
Yeah. One of the ways I really like to prep for NaNoWriMo is to clean my house and make sure my fridge is stocked. So then I can just like coast.
Yeah.
For at least like the first 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And then come week 4, you can like celebrate.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, but I never get ahead. Oh. I'm a plotter. I plod.
Oh, I see.
Scramble to keep up every day. And if I miss a day, I'm out because I've done 2 days worth of Nano in one day ever in my life. So even if it's just 500 words in one day, I got to get at least something in, or I'm not going to make it.
My pattern seems to be that I check in every day, but I really put in my time on the weekends.
Yeah, I tried that. And then I sat at my desk for 8 hours and got the exact same number of words I did in like an hour and a half on the weekday.
Oh.
So my ADHD, distractibility, procrastination just kicks into overdrive. Although maybe it's better now. Maybe I could actually do it since I've been doing this writing thing longer now than I did then.
Oh, it's Sarah. Yay.
Sarah, hello. Good to see you.
Yay.
If you just swing by and say hi, that's totally cool. I know today's your editing day. And
yeah, right.
Video editing is hard to roll with. So
Gotcha.
Yup. Oh. That first comment isn't in the live stream.
What? Hey, bitches?
Yeah.
Oh, she even censored it.
Oh no, I don't know why. Oh well. So
that's interesting that they're even cutting censored versions of.
It came to us, so we know what she said.
We know what she said.
And Sarah said, "Video day is full of videos," which I totally get. Totally get. I was stabbing pumpkins and, scooping out all their guts and chucking it. So I'm very happy with how my pumpkins turned out. I'm not an artist like Sako, but I can look at Google Images and kind of sketch it like over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Sarah needs to stab things like pumpkins, right? Clearly that's what she's talking about. You should get some. Somebody on my feed was talking about how they live out in the middle of nowhere and they used to love carving pumpkins, but they don't anymore because in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, if you like carving it, does it matter who sees it?
Yeah.
So
the idea is to shoo away bad spirits, not to show off to the neighbors.
I mean, and if you need to show off to the neighbors, that's what Instagram's for.
Indeed.
So Kelly is over here just coding away. So what language are you coding in? Just curious. My new project has me on Perl, which I haven't touched since college. So that's exciting.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 6 hours of mandatory overtime a week and Perl. So we'll see.
Mandatory overtime.
And we're supposed to be done before Thanksgiving. So hopefully, I was saying it doesn't totally ruin my NaNoWriMo. We'll see. It's testing. It's just testing. I'm not like writing stuff fresh.
So oh, okay.
It should be okay. It should be tedious and annoying and not like brain melty.
Melty.
So, hopefully. Devin got to whack a troll at another stream earlier. So that made his day.
Excellent.
Troll killing. Did you do it with fire? Because don't they have that region thing?
Whacking a troll sounds like a euphemism.
Right? Kelly says he's coding with XTML and CSS. Oh, website design. Been there. Are you using Bootstrap for mobile design management? Perl is old school. Like people use Python now, but it's a legacy project, so you get what you get.
Yep.
It's a scripting language, so spelled it out for Kelly. Perl. No A. Yeah. It's not that precious.
It's not that precious.
Right. Devin used his wrench. Okay. I thought they regenerated better than that. So maybe
he said he whacked the troll, not
true.
Killed the troll.
So there you go. Awesome. So people, let us know what you're doing, if you're doing NaNoWriMo or not. I'm really curious to hear who's in and who's out this year. I understand November doesn't work for a lot of people and the 50K thing doesn't work for everybody, but I like it. I do most of my drafting during NaNoWriMo and then spend the rest of my life editing. Rest of my life. So Andy said he's working on his heist story. He got a chance to go out yesterday and enjoy the leaves before the rain hit.
Nice.
So many pictures yesterday. So many pictures. It was gorgeous in Virginia.
Goddamn. I was driving, and then I was in Richmond, so I wasn't exactly enjoying the foliage.
Yeah, I understand that. I hope the Richmond trip was okay.
It was great, yeah.
Okay, because I know it wasn't necessarily for fun.
Yeah, it was for fun. The night before was for fun, and then the next day was supposed to be for business, but the business didn't happen, so it was just fun.
Okay, good. I hadn't heard anything, but
yeah, Halloween party. Like,
good.
It was good.
Good. I'm glad. I'm very glad.
I still have my makeup on.
Oh, I love it. Glow in the dark?
Not glow in the dark, just white.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when I said sometimes NaNoWriMo doesn't work for everyone, Devin says 2020 doesn't work for him.
Yeah, 2020 doesn't work. Well, I don't know. It's strikes and gutters for me.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just trying to weigh in, like, should I just concentrate on BC in my project? Can we put in another 50,000 words during NaNoWriMo? Is that a thing? Or, like, do I want to just, like, keep plodding along with BC's project and then work on a side project? I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
Maybe some shorts. I don't know how well you do at split project focus.
A split project is totally fine. In fact, I think that's like a problem I have, is that I do split project stuff like all the time. Because when I get stuck on one project, I just jump to the next and then I jump back.
Yeah.
And
do you write in order?
Sometimes it depends on how legit my my outline is. Then I can do it in I like, so far on my anchor series I've done it in order, but I think now that it's breaking into the second act, like, I kind of need to I hit like a bump because I need to do more research before I talk on the topic.
That makes sense. Yeah. So, well, maybe we should sprint. I've got a novel to find out if the agents have timed out yet or not. And send out some more agents and see if they love my stuff, which they should. You should love my stuff and like. I mean,
become a fan.
I've had people favorably compare it to books I enjoy, so
yay,
that are published. So
that is also exciting.
And that was like 3 drafts ago. So it's only gotten better since then, I'm sure. My mom worries about all my revisions that I am.
I worry about all your revisions.
So, I mean, it is my first novel, so it is a learning process. So that's my excuse. And, but yeah. Okay, let's do this in 3, 2, 1, start. Hello, and we're back. I see a lot of people popped in while I was off staring at the manuscriptwishlist.com page. Let's see. Ward, all she wants for Christmas is 2021. You'll get it. It'll be a couple weeks late, but I'm pretty sure you're going to get it. Pronouns showed up, and Jenny, hello and welcome. Lizzie swung by before starting dinner and started a new book today since she finished her pen pal romance. Ooh. Was supposed to write a blog post, but got tired out of nowhere. Here, it's raining and cold and a perfect day for a nap.
Yes.
Although perhaps the fault is from writing on her bed.
Yeah. Well, I write in my blanket fort, which is the perfect nap area. Perfect nap area. So I get it.
How do you avoid napping?
I'm sitting on a giant pillow. I don't.
Oh. Yeah, nap attack was strong today. I definitely dozed for a bit after sleeping in. I'm good.
I find myself very fortunate in that I actually can take naps. Like my schedule is very malleable. So I'm like, as long as I put in the time for the work.
I hear it.
That's the important part.
Yeah. So I went through and I was like, let me check on the response time for those agents that I hadn't heard back from. And my query's been out since July. Yeah. So we're at the 90-some day mark right now. One of them, I got an email from her that said, what did it say? Yeah, where'd it go? Thank you. I will read and respond as soon as possible, hopefully within 6 weeks. Clearly, that has not happened, but her agency says, you know, we may be busy and you might not get a response. So, which so I knew when I queried, you know? So the email confirmation that they got my query, you know, at least was something. Yeah. And I looked at the 3 I hadn't heard back from yet, and all of them, 90% of the closed out queries were no response, closed query after however many days people close them out. So yeah, I'm wondering if I should nudge or just let it go. Let it go. So.
You almost broke into song.
No, me? Never. So Lizzie says it's been raining like mad there. All the fields are now deep duck ponds. Yeah. We're not there yet, but
Richmond is there.
Well, they're right on the fall line. They get pretty wet pretty easily.
Yeah.
So Andy says on days when he's not here, he's writing cross-legged on a bed in the spare room watching the cats. How many cats end up in your stories? I'm very curious to find out. So Ward, unfortunately, it's snowing and it's so cold it hurts to breathe. Move to Virginia. We don't usually get cold enough it hurts to breathe. We get humid enough that you have to strain your air through a straw, but we don't get that cold typically.
That's true.
Yeah. Lizzie said that the ducks are having a great time during this tropical storm. Is that what this is? Are we on the edge of a tropical storm? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Is there a pattern on your shirt? Is it just...
It's a skull.
Oh, okay. Now I see it.
And it's got like scissors at the bottom, so it's like a skull and crossbones, but it's a pair of scissors.
That's cute. That's super cute.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, right now I'm on manuscriptwishlist.com and I'm looking at people who updated their wish lists in the recent category. But you can't search by recent and exclude editors. Luckily, this is when my knowledge of my, genre and fields come into play.
Yeah.
Because I get the Locus magazine. So it's got all the deals. So I've started to recognize the names of people who represent people in my genre and who have made sales in the last year.
Yeah.
So, the important part. So
I have a cat on my skirt. It's very
nice.
I think she knows that I'm leaving tomorrow and she doesn't want me to go.
I mean, legit. Andy says no cats in his writing so far, but he did name his cats after 2 characters he's been writing about. But apparently that doesn't count.
Also, Skull!
Also, shout out to your Skull.
Shout out to the Skull!
I just have a writing shirt on.
Yay!
Luckily, you're far enough away, you can't tell that I have like a pumpkin, like debris on my shirt. I try to brush it off, but when you're carving pumpkins, it gets a little messy.
So my mom bought like a bunch. Like we mentioned that we want some snacks on the drive down to Florida,
right?
And so she bought a ton of like charcuterie and snacky bits and stuff like that, and she bought pumpkin spice Milanos for me, which I'm kind of here for. Like, I'm trying not to attack them now.
So are you typically a pumpkin spice kind of person, or?
It depends on the way that they are being treated, because pumpkin spice is basically cinnamon and nutmeg and one more.
Sugar?
No. Cinnamon, nutmeg, and something. And
cloves?
Huh?
Cloves, allspice?
Clove, yeah. It's basically stuff I put in my food anyway, right? So I basically it's okay in my coffee, I guess. But like food, I'm here for the spices in my food.
Right. I hear that. Okay.
Pumpkin flavor things is something different, but
yes. I like pumpkin ravioli.
That I've never had. It sounds delicious.
Yeah. And you can also get like the pumpkin version of spaghetti sauce.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
So yeah. Ooh, Ward says that the power is blinking where she is and is worried that the storm is getting worse. Hope your power stays up. Good luck.
Stay safe.
Stay warm. All those things.
Oof.
Lizzie is hopping off to go to dinner. Enjoy. I'm getting hungry. I think next sprint I'll be grabbing a snack.
I think I'm in the same boat.
this activity here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, so hungry now. I blame you.
Me?
Yeah.
Because pumpkin spice things?
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to attack the pumpkin spice things. Probably.
So. I'm
Hi,
writing.
Chandra.
Ooh, we have a Chandra. Hello and welcome. So, Ward wrote a scene where a character liked pumpkin spice lattes, but the prince's cook didn't know what pumpkin spice was and made him a pumpkin coffee.
I guess that gets the job done.
No, it doesn't. Not even remotely. I mean, it's coffee, but
it's
yeah.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah. Kelly says he normally purees his jack-o'-lantern, freezes it, and then thaws it for pumpkin pies on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do that. Not a huge baker, but I can make pumpkin pie from the can, following the recipe on the jar, and it works. I actually made it gluten-free and dairy-free, and it still turned out well.
Nice.
Because my bestie Izzy doesn't do the dairy anymore, and our friends who can't do gluten, and so I just picked up one of those pre-made crusts that were gluten-free, and the coconut milk substitute 1-for-1 with the can of condensed milk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't even tell the difference.
Oh,
they're both, kind of high in fat, and so kind of creamy, and
it's the consistency that you're looking for.
yeah, and the pumpkin and pumpkin spice flavor was stronger than the coconut, so it really wasn't noticeable as a difference.
Yeah,
it matters sometimes, but not in pumpkin pies. So now you heard it here first. So Pronoun has never had anything with pumpkin spice.
It could be that you've had the spices, just not the pumpkin and the spices together.
Yeah, it's just a spice blend that is typically used in pumpkin pies, which is why it's called pumpkin spice.
Yeah,
but there's no actual pumpkins involved.
there's no actual pumpkins involved.
MM Ward thinks pumpkin juice coffee sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
And MM Ward makes a pumpkin pie with ricotta cheese layer baked in the bottom.
Ooh.
I mean, where is my invite? Getting hungry now. Still getting hungry, getting hungrier. You people are not helping. Not helping. None of them look guilty either. None of them. Not even remotely guilty. Not even a smidge. So, well, maybe we should sprint again.
Sounds great.
Yeah, people, let me know what you got done during that sprint and what you're working on now. Or if you're just hanging out, that's totally fine too. This is my lazy afternoon sprint. I might have to make it not lazy for November.
Yeah, November might not be as late. Not as lazy.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and in 3, 2, 1, grab a snack. And we're back.
Yo.
I only have 20 more tabs open. Researching all of the agents.
I've actually closed. Right on. I just recently closed as many tabs on my on my browser as I possibly could.
I do that when I switch tasks. I try to, like when I'm switching tasks. So just go ahead and close out stuff. So while we were sprinting, let's see. Simon joined us. Hello and welcome. I don't know if you've been here before or I have a really bad memory, but you're totally welcome. Super excited to have you. During the last sprint, Chandra is working on some social media posts. And let's see, Andy got 311 words done last sprint. So
cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
Chandra's working on figuring out the new social media scheduler. Ooh, tell me about the scheduler. Is it Hootsuite or something else?
Maybe.
Because maybe. I was underwhelmed with the fact with Hootsuite that because of the way the Instagram account was linked, it had to just at the scheduled time would send it to my phone and automatically copy the text I had set up. And then I would have to just hit the buttons on my phone for Instagram to post it. And I was like, I might as well just post it or save it as a draft and then hit go. So Simon said he worked on organizing some tasks. Awesome. Are you a spreadsheet guy? I personally use Trello for keeping track of different projects because I like the board and the to-do list that you can reorder without having to rewrite the whole thing. That's my issue with bullet journals is I'll forget something and then I'll want to rip out the page and redo the whole thing. Or I'll get 3 months behind and...
Well, that's the upside to bullet journaling is that you can skip 3 months and then come back to it and just pick up where you left off.
Okay. So Andy said this sprint, he got 425 words, a bit better, definitely. And Chandra says she's using a tool called Later that was recommended by professional social media manager. Is it free? Because I'm
probably not.
Yeah. Let me do a quick Google here.
Later.com. Oh, it's specifically for Insta.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, yeah. Instagram really doesn't like people scheduling. So.
For some reason.
Yeah. Chandra says theirs is a free 30-day trial. But the fact that Instagram won't let you just queue up things and have them post a day apart rather than make you go in at the time of is kind of frustrating, I find it
as well.
Because half the time I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably post to my Instagram as I'm going to bed and nobody's looking at it. And then in the morning I forget. And if I could just schedule it to go up at 10 a.m., it'd be fine.
Yeah.
So Chandra says they're using a free 30-day trial and it does Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. So that's pretty handy.
Yeah, it's handy.
Yeah. Simon was handwriting for now. Awesome. I am so out of handwriting practice. My hand cramps up so soon these days. It's sad. Gotta build up the hand strength again. Holidays are coming and I like to pull out my calligraphy pen and play with it when I write my cards. So
yeah, I gotcha.
I remember when I first started working for my day job, I'm a software engineer, and the first side conversation they had is about how nobody needs to learn handwriting anymore and everybody types everything. And here I am I love playing with my calligraphy pen. What are you talking about? So
I also super love writing things by hand, just in general. And people often compliment me on my penmanship.
because you have pretty awesome penmanship.
Oh, thank you.
I have you ever heard, have I told you this story? Sako might have heard this, but I don't know if anybody else has. I was in some really boring class in college, and I'm sitting there taking notes, and I decide to start taking my notes upside down as something to focus on to keep myself,
Yeah.
awake. And my teacher looks down and he's like, "Are you writing upside down?" And I say, "Yes." 3 blinks, and he went back to teaching.
Yes.
So
Very matter of factly.
but yeah, I used to practice, and I could write upside down, left-handed, and backwards, and I'm mostly right-handed. So, although I'm not ambidextrous, but I think I would have been fine in a left-handed world. I just don't use it often enough.
So in high school, I used to do this shtick in people's yearbooks where I would pretend that I have a pen in my mouth and that I'm, have a great summer. I'll be taken very good care of by the men in nice white coats and stuff like that. And so what I was doing was I was writing with my left hand, and then it was getting better and better and better. So I decided to start holding it in a weird fashion so that it would look, and then I got really good at that. And now I'm sitting here I'll just, yeah.
I very often, when writing with a pen, will try to hold it kind of like this, as vertical as possible, because the ink flows better sometimes, depending on the type of pen.
Depending on the type of pen.
Yeah. But always love mechanical pencils better, because the tip stays sharp.
The tip stays sharp.
Yeah. So Kelly admires good handwriting, and Simon has been trying to teach themselves to write with their left hand.
Cool.
So yeah, definitely keep it up. I actually do better left-handed in cursive than in print.
Oh, interesting.
Because lifting up the hand is awkward.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So for me, keeping it down is fine, is better. Yeah. I used to do it on the whiteboard at work all the time, but now I don't see whiteboards.
Yeah.
I live in this chair, living out.
That is why I have the blanket for it.
This is the only space in my house that doesn't have a window.
Oh.
I'm thinking about putting one in over there.
That would be nice.
Because I get ambient light from the skylight in the kitchen that's 2 steps that way, and from the sliding glass doors in the window in the room behind me, but there's none in the main living space, which is a little weird.
That is a little weird.
But the garage is there. So, I mean, and in this neighborhood, there are very few windows that face the neighbors. They try to put most of the windows on the front and the back.
Oh, I see.
So, except for bathroom and kitchen. Because I guess they don't want living space. I don't know. Your neighbors to be able to watch you hang out.
I guess.
I don't know. Andy says that he envies good handwriting and learned to type when he was very small because of the awful horror that is his handwriting.
Oh.
My ex, he moved twice in his life. Once when they were learning print in kindergarten, and he moved, and where he moved, they'd already learned it, and his old school hadn't quite gotten there yet. Oh. And then he moved again in I don't know, 3rd grade or whatever, when you're learning cursive, to a school that had already learned it.
Oh.
So he missed out on the practice.
All the practice and teaching and stuff.
Yeah. So his handwriting's not like he'll do like block letters when he needs to make it legible.
Interesting.
So if you've ever seen anything written by him,
I haven't, but now I'm curious.
So yeah. I mean, legit reasons, completely legitimate reasons. When by the time I went to high school, keyboarding, not typewriter, was required, and so you learned to touch type. And I didn't cheat; I wanted to know. So, and then I played Mavis Beacon, teaches typing, and try to get my word count up. So
I did a lot of RP in my younger days, and then we took keyboarding as well. So that's how I learned. Like I was already typing like crazy fast by the time I was taking. So they were like, "This is home row," and I was like, "Oh." I'm like, this is so much easier than diving all over the freaking keyboard.
I'm not great at the number row or the symbols on the number row. I always have to look and check, but yeah. And I've never been data entry, so I'm not, and I use a laptop these days, so the number
stuff is all at the top of the screen.
Or on the side. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
Tricky. It gets tricky. So yeah. Oh.
So on our sprints, I've been watching this documentary on scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh.
And they just got to talking about the art and Stephen Gamble. And there is like, I've been hired to do some art books and like horror themed art books. And it's very inspiring.
I was checking out your virtual art show.
Oh yeah,
their stream on Friday. You should totally dump that in the chat so people can check it out.
Oh yeah,
Sako right now is having a virtual art show where you can just walk around and check out some of the amazing stuff she does. I'm very fortunate. I have one of her custom tarot decks. But I don't think I have any other pieces of your art. I don't know. But I met you as an artist before I met you as a writer.
Oh. I think that's true. Yeah.
So in my head, you're an artist who writes rather than a writer who arts. Yeah,
that is probably the right way of putting it. Is I'm an artist who writes. Absolutely.
Okay. I didn't want to misquote.
That is not misquoting. Yeah, that is probably hitting the nail right on the head.
Okay. Yeah, because I know some people hate boxes, but I'm
in so many boxes. Like
right. I'm OC. I'm not OCD. I just have tendencies that, I figure I'm one traumatic event away from triggering full-blown monkness, but for now it's a character trait and it doesn't interfere with my life. And yes, I have the Level app on my phone so I can strain the pictures in the hallway at work, but it's just a preference, not a need. Chandra says they prefer laptops with a number pad or uses a wireless keyboard for number entry. And Andy says that documentary is on his list to watch. So, while you're away, I was confessing to having a Level app on my phone for straightening the pictures in the hall at work.
Oh, right on.
So, totally doesn't interfere with the quality of my life. So, oh, you look sleepy. How was your snack? What did you get?
I got a handful of cookies.
Nice. I got a sandwich. I was out of sandwich meat, but you know what makes a good sandwich meat substitute? Pepperoni.
That is a sandwich meat.
Right? I'm usually a ham and cheese girl.
Oh, okay.
So, but love pepperoni sandwiches.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to make the audience hungry now. It's your turn. How does it feel?
How do you like it?
So, well, we have time for another sprint.
Sounds great.
Let's do it. In 3, 2, 1, boom.
You're still muted.
I was turning off that screen and got a little carried away.
Discombobulated.
So I finished going through the all the tabs I'd opened, and now I'm narrowing them down. And of course, half the ones I just added to my list are closed to queries right now. And I'm double checking their agency to see if they're a no from one means no from all. And then I'm going to narrow it down, or if, they sound okay, but not great, so maybe I should hold out, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I like to mix in agents that say they definitely respond with ones that say silence is your answer. Peace out, yo.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I mean, I love new agents, but I also like agents who know a couple people and have been through the process before. So I've heard a couple horror stories about new agents who weren't given enough guidelines and took on too much and then dropped all the balls. Yeah. And I don't fault them. I think their agency should have been mentoring them a little more closely. So so yeah. I like the ones that, you see that they spent some time helping a full agent before they started taking on their own. And so they've been through the process a few times with someone who can show them the ropes and everything. So yeah.
I spent the sprint basically beginning to get ready to go down to Florida.
People in the comments, let us know what you spent that sprint doing. Spent that sprint. There. That's a tongue twister. So I'm going to be back again in what's 8 o'clock from now? An hour and a half, 90 minutes. I'm going to be back and talking about and actually working on my character creation for my upcoming NaNoWriMo story.
Cool.
So yeah, everybody is welcome to join me. It should be a lot of fun. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Simon said he came up with the schedule for NaNoWriMo.
Nice.
So that's pretty awesome. Is that based on like an outline, or how much of a planner are you?
Or is it like this day is out and this day is out and this day is also not a writing day, so it's going to be this day, this day, this day, but I can only do it for this many hours on each day. Yeah, scheduling.
Yeah. So Chandra got 2 posts scheduled so far, but thinks I'm right. Auto post to Instagram as a paid feature. Why? Why does Instagram I don't know. I got issues.
Paywall.
So Kelly is still coding away. Andy got another 350 words in. Definitely steady progress. Nothing to be, I'd be bragging on that.
Yeah.
So Simon says it's more of a daily schedule, so they have structure. I get that. Mine is more like, let me make sure I've stepped away from the day job for at least half an hour, then sit back at my computer in the same chair for 90 minutes until it's done. Until my words for the day are done.
Yeesh.
So I've learned that I don't like skipping around, but I will do side stories and myths and people's backstories. So little side vignettes.
Oh, right on.
Just A, so I can get words, and B, to help me fill in the world a little better.
That's fun.
So yeah.
Cool.
Super exciting.
I absolutely agree that character development also acts as world building in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Because that MC is our point of contact for the world, right? So however that character views the world is how we're going to view the world.
Yeah. I love doing backstories of side characters because then I can give a different perspective to the world. and, you know, round it out a little more, make sure it's not two-dimensional. And even if that never shows on the page, I know it. And so it can really work into.
You don't have to publish everything. I don't believe in preludes. I don't believe in prologues. I don't.
Yeah.
Start running. Like start when it's. Start where the story starts. Don't give the backstory.
And, you know, if you love a line or two, filter it in here and there, you know.
Push comes to shove, you might be able to release a notebook later that has all that backstory stuff, like, you know, featured. But in your main novel, just stick to the story.
Right. So yeah, it's tough, but it's doable. And, you know, that's why we're all here. We're all putting in our time and getting the words in. And but in chair, you can't write if you don't sit down to do it. And for me, I find a story idea, a story plot that I'm super excited about. The excitement will take me somewhere between 10,000 words and maybe 21,000 words. But at that point, you know, I've got to just keep sitting down to do it. It's not that I hate the story. It's that initial momentum
part. It's the sitting down part. Yeah.
Kind of like playing WoW. You can level up to like level 20 in a couple days, and then it really turns into a grind.
That is an understatement.
So
quite the grind.
Kelly said he was just starting to like you. No prologues.
No prologues.
I mean, maybe flashback, but you know.
Flashback, sure.
Yeah. Just don't start off with not the story. I know some people like them. I find prologues work better if they're in story sense and not in back in the days of here's history dump and things and stuff happened.
Exactly.
But especially if you find out within the first third of the book who those characters were in the prologue. Yeah. So I'm beta reading a piece right now that has a prologue, and they seem to be from two different time periods, and it confuses me a bit. So
I gotcha.
One is, you know, kneeling and cloaked figures and stuff, and one is she dyed her prom dress black.
Oh, so weird.
Right? That the time period seems a little confusing.
So, well, hey, there are still like secret societies who wear robes and
totally.
Right. So it could be the same time frame. It just happens to be two very different settings.
Yeah, it could be. So we'll see. Chandra asks if we mean flashbacks as prologue. No, have it later. Have it later. Yeah. At least 2 chapters in, I would say. You want to establish the main character, you want to establish the setting, and you want to hit that inciting incident.
Yeah.
And that kicks the character out of their regular life.
And that's the key, right? Is when they hit that inciting incident, then they can reminisce about what things might have been like if this thing hadn't happened.
Right. Or the before times.
Right.
Yeah. So Andy says, think cold open and not a prologue. That's when the bodies drop. Oh, wait, body singular. There's only one body in Andy's version.
Yeah.
So Chandra was asking for her because that's how they start. Kelly agrees with something, probably me, because you're here.
In a long time ago, far, far from here.
Right. Chandra says, I say that, but it's a different point of view for the prologue, observing the inciting incident.
Oh, right on.
I mean, all things writing related, if you do it well enough, you can get away with it. You know, if you have a fresh approach, it can totally work for you. And I never say never. I just say think twice about it and make sure that you're breaking the rule for a purpose and not because you can break rules.
Yes, definitely that.
Yeah. Andy is off to dinner. Thank you. You made it the entire time. So, you know, we're probably about to do our outros anyway.
Yeah, take care.
Definitely. And Chandra says all of the bodies. Right. You don't kill that many people. I need to start killing characters.
I try to make my deaths matter.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I think my problem is most of my deaths, are more impactful on the main character than on the person who died. But it's because they got in their way.
Oh, okay.
So Kelly thinks I'm awesome and was agreeing with my perspective on prologues. I'm assuming the action ones rather than the history ones.
Action ones, please.
Yeah. So prologues work well for anthologies or collections as a theme unifier.
Absolutely.
Especially
I think of those as an introduction.
Yeah, me too. So I will be back in 90 minutes to talk about character creation for Planters. If you are interested, everybody's welcome. Come hang out. I'm probably going to do it in front of you because I kind of have one character name and that's about it. So we'll move on from there. So Sako, you want to give your outro?
Howdy, Howlers. It's Sako Toomey, also known as Castboy. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to be a witch, you're a witch, or you're looking to market yourself as an author, please drop by my channel. I would love to see you.
And I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am an unpublished fantasy writer, and I blog writing tips and writerly musings, and I vlog them and I podcast them because I have no understanding of the concepts of limits. And my third and final Preptober video is going to be live streamed in 90 minutes. Last week was 3 hours of character creation with Dot Coleman, and the week before was outlining for Planters. So that one was pretty quick. It was less than an hour because you don't need much outline when you're a Plantser.
That's amen to that.
Right. So, and I might throw it away and ignore the entire thing because that's how I roll. So thank you all for coming and see you again next week for more writing. Woohoo! For NaNoWriMo.
Woo!